Hi, it's Pascal here. Today I'm coming to you from Brentford in London. I came to see a friend who lives in one of these flats behind me, you can see. So I came outside because he has this pretty nice view. I would have taken that from there's a lake here, if you can see it. Yeah, so he just bought the flat there. And I just wanted to share that with you guys, but I wanted to talk to you about something that I have been, and he lives quite close to the airport. Is it not airport? Yeah, Heathrow is somewhere around here because I can see an aircraft. I don't know if you can see it. It's a Lufthansa flight. I don't know if you can see it there. It should be tiny for you to see. Anyway, what I wanted to share was a thought that was going through my mind about a conversation I was having, because if you realize, we had a Momentum Day in London last week, and the conversation was going in terms of parents trying to help support their children in whatever they do. Now I came like I contributed a lot, but I thought I did share more with you guys, since that you are, maybe most of us are parents, or we tend to be parents. Now the conversation started when someone said like father like son, and the idea behind this is children tend to follow what their father do, or what their parents do, basically. Now if you think about that, in reality, when I was having the conversation with the team, we were talking about how can a father or a mother tell a child that they're gonna be successful when they themselves are not successful, or how can a father or a mother tell a child that everything is gonna be okay, or he's gonna be wealthy? Because when we have kids, I don't know, maybe you have kids or you intend to have one, chances are you will one day say, you want your child to be this, you want them to be that. And we don't usually think small thing for our kids. We always make it big goals. They're gonna be either very, very wealthy, or they're gonna be very, very successful. So the idea here is, what happens to those kids when they finish, when they get to the age in life when they are supposed to be that wealthy or that rich? The thing is, the kids tend to start conforming to whatever environment that they are in, or the society that they are in, and that does not only impact them, it also impacts the family. Now the reason I'm saying this is, when as parents, when we tell our children that they're gonna be this, or they're gonna be successful in this, what we're basically saying is, we telling them what to do, but we are not actually showing them how to do it. Because if we are not successful ourselves, how can we teach someone how to be successful? That was my conversation, that was my idea in the meeting. Because for you to actually get a child to succeed in what they do, let's take for instance a doctor, somebody that studied medicine, and he finished practicing, he gets married, and he's a doctor, and he has 3 kids. Chances are 2 of his kids will go into, if not all of them, will go into something that is medical related. Same thing goes to a lecturer, a professor in school. Chances are his child is going to go into something that is related to education, academics. Maybe he's going to be an engineer, or he's going to be a scientist, that sort of thing. But why they are not really going far away from what their parents achieved. But sometimes in a family, you always get this one kid that's usually out of the box. His things are absolutely different. He just does things in different ways, in such a way that people wonder whether he's part of the family. But my idea is basically that one that is always acting like he's out of the box is the one that's gonna be they either become more very very successful, or they just derail down in life. That's the two options. They never happen to like studying, going to school, know what they normally other kids do in school. So this is kind of an observation, my own personal observation I've noticed, that happens in families. Now, getting a child to be successful, it tends to be a paramount in when a child is born in a family. They want that child to succeed. They send him to school, they get him out of school as he starts going. But what happens when he graduates? Parents just leave him there and allow him to go and start looking for a job, and actually start joining the rat race like every other person does. And that's where the child gets conformed by that sort of settings, and he stays stuck. But the way to get out of this, because I've been having this discussion with my wife, is because my wife said she wants our son to either be a footballer or a Formula 1 driver or whatever, that he's just going to sports. But I told her that it's possible for him to achieve that, but the only way he's going to achieve any of those goals and be at the top of his career is by having a winning attitude. And how can we impact winning attitude into him? That's by getting through this phase in life that we're in, as we are trying to create financial freedom for ourselves. So it's down to you as a person in a family to actually understand what you should take for you to be successful in your own business, in your own life. So because if you are creative and you are successful in whatever you do, then you have a winning mentality, and guess what, that will automatically pass down to your kids. You don't need to struggle to get them to do what they want to do, because they already see your habits and they copy your habits. So that's my share for today. If you really want your child to look like you, the saying like father like son, and you want your child to be successful, you have to be successful yourself in order for that child to be successful. But that does not mean that the child can't be, but because the way I say it is, when we talk about being successful, we look at it as just something that we do for ourselves. No, you have to see the bigger picture, because when you have a winning mentality, you pass it down to your children, and your children pass it down to their own children. It now becomes a blood in the family, and it rolls down, trickles down, and guess who they will remember? Hey, daddy set us on this path in order for us to have financial freedom. So you think of ways, because the other day I was thinking of how I can make a video for my children's children, letting them realize that if they ever want to be happy in this life, that they want financial freedom and full-time flexibility, they don't need to work for anybody. They have to start working for themselves as soon as they finish from school. And what they do next, even if it takes them 10 years to attain the freedom, it's worth it, better than working for somebody, because daddy has worked for people. It never gave him anywhere, it never took him anywhere. So going down that same route doesn't make sense. But it's instilling these principles and these ideas into children, that it's really 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 important when we are going after business, when we are thinking about starting our own business. You have to think about the impact and the implication it's going to have in our family down the line. So if you really want your child to be like father like son, or like mother like daughter, or like mother like son, whatever you choose, you have to find a way and create a winning mentality in your own self. Then when you have that winning mentality, when you start your own business and build it and you're successful in it, your child will, even if you're 50, it doesn't matter, let them know that you started something, and even if you pass, there's someone you hand over the baton to carry on the race. So it's you have to see the bigger picture here, because that's what it takes. You don't close this in on your own generation. You have to understand that you're building something that's going to last for generations to come. and that's the power of what we be, and that's what I want to share with you here today. I hope you find some value in it. I know I rambled a little bit in there, but I hope I made sense for you to get some value out of my message, and I hope to be speaking with you guys again on the next one. Bye bye.